So, dear students, good morning. Students, let's start reading the next part of this chapter. Right from the statement, don't fret, mother, I will not run away. Okay, since Dr. Andrew Manson had read the mentality of that 70-year-old lady who was the mother of Morgan, Mrs. Morgan, and he had also thought so that the woman would not allow him to go back to his home. That's why he spoke the statement to her. He told her he told her not to get worried. Okay, while addressing that 70-year-old woman who was the mother of Mrs. Morgan, Dr. Andrew Manson told her not to get worried as he would not run away, means as he would not like to go back to his home. Down in the kitchen, he drank the tea which she gave him. Having such kind of discussion there in that bedroom, Dr. Andrew Manson and that the 70-year-old lady, they both came downstairs, and that the lady, 70-year-old lady, prepared tea for him, and she also served him tea. And Dr. Andrew, while sitting in the kitchen, drank the tea, took the tea, as served to him by that 70-year-old lady. Overwrought as he was, he knew he could not snatch even an hour's sleep if he went home. Beta, the word overwrought stands for badly exhausted, tired. Since he was badly tired, both physically and mentally also. Since he was badly, excessively exhausted mentally or physically tired, since he was badly physically as well as mentally tired, he knew it very well that if he went back to his home, he could hardly take an hour-long sleep there. That's why he thought that he should not go there. But he knew too that the case here would demand all his attention. Since he had already studied, since he had already examined the whole situation, whole condition inside that bedroom, and he had also checked out the patient very critically. That's why he knew it very well that the pregnancy case, that the delivery case would really demand his all his attention, and he should not leave the house. His presence was quite mandatory. His presence not was but had become quite mandatory to that lady, to Mrs. Morgan at that time. A queer lethargy of spirit came upon him while sitting in the kitchen. Dr. Andrew Manson felt drowsy, and he also found himself fully in laziness. He also found himself in laziness and inactiveness. A queer lethargy means a strange feeling of laziness, inactiveness, appeared on his face, and he felt himself totally inactive, lazy at that time. He wanted to take a rest. He decided to remain until everything was over, but he finally took his decision, and he thought that he should not leave the house till the baby was born. Till that case was over means till the baby was born. And he took his final decision to stay there. An hour later he went upstairs again, noted the progress made, came down once more, sat by the kitchen fire. An hour later means when an hour had also elapsed, so he again went upstairs in order to examine the situation, in order to check out the condition of the patient, noted the progress made, and he also examined the progress which was made by Mrs. Morgan there at that time. Came down once more. He thought that it would still take some more time to give birth to that baby. So he again came downstairs and sat by the kitchen fire, and sat down by the side of the fire, that was going on in the grate, in the hearth, in that kitchen. By the kitchen fire means the fire which was going on in that kitchen, in the grate of that kitchen. It was still stands for silent. Each and everything looked so silent at that time. There was no disturbance except for the rustle. Rustle means a kind of sound, cracking sound. Except for the rustle of a cinder The word cinder stands for the front part of a wooden log. In the grate stands for a kind of fireplace, especially hearth. And the slow tick tock of the wall clock. The second sound which he happened to hear there was the tick tock, the sound of the tick tock of the wall clock. The pendulum clock was also hanging there on the wall, and he could easily hear the sound of tick tock of the wall clock. No, there was another sound, except those two kinds of sounds, including the sound of rustling, okay, the cinder in the grate, and the sound of the tick tock of the wall clock. There was one more sound, and that the sound was the beat of Morgan's footsteps as he paced in the street outside. Dr. Andrew Manson also happened to hear the sound of the beat of Morgan's footsteps, since Joe Morgan was already pacing up here and there outside in the street, outside the house in the street, in much tension. So that the sound of Joe Morgan's footsteps was also attended by, okay, was also heard by Dr. Andrew Manson while sitting there by the side of the fire in that kitchen. The old woman opposite him sat in her black dress, quite motionless, her eyes strangely alive and wise, probing, never leaving his face. The statement has been put into different partitions. The old woman opposite him sat in her black dress, quite motionless. That the 70-year-old lady, the mother of Mrs. Morgan, who was dressed in black means who at that time was wearing a black dress, was also sitting facing to Dr. Andrew Manson. Okay, she was sitting just opposite him in order to see whether doctor had fallen into heavy sleep or not, whether doctor was getting, okay, lazy or lethargic, or he was totally active. The old woman opposite him sat in her black dress, quite motionless. That the 70-year-old woman, okay, who was sitting just opposite Dr. Andrew Manson, wearing a black dress at that time, was quite motionless. She was sitting there quite motionless, without any movement in her body. Her eyes strangely alive. There was much sharpness or liveliness in her eyes. Her eyes was totally open at that time, quite open at that time, and wise. And she was also looking at each and everything very wisely, very carefully. Probing, she was searching out it on her part whether doctor was in a proper mood or not. Probing means she was also searching it out on her part, never leaving his face, and she was staring at Dr. Andrew's face continuously, without blinking her eyelids. Today, in this short passage, it is told to us that Dr. Andrew Manson, okay, once went upstairs in order to check the condition of his patient. When he had already studied each and everything very critically, so he came downstairs, sat down by the fire in the kitchen, and he also happened to hear the different three kinds of sounds. Okay, the sound of rustling the cinder, the sound of tick tock of the wall clock, and the beat of Joe Morgan's footsteps outside the house. Apart from it all, he also noticed that the old woman was also sitting there quite motionlessly. Okay, immovably. There was no movement in her body, and she was sitting just opposite Dr. Andrew Manson, gazing at him or staring at him, okay, very sharply. She was also searching for it, each and everything, finding it out, find out or search for, finding it out on her part whether each and everything was going on with Dr. Andrew Manson or not. His thoughts were heavy muddled. Beta, let's start reading the next passage. His thoughts were heavy muddled. While sitting in the kitchen by the side of the fire, Dr. Henry Manson, was completely lost in a line of thoughts. At that time, he had been totally confused, taking some important issue in his mind. And that the issue was regarding the marriages. The episode he had witnessed at Cardiff, one after another, he started taking so many, he started recollecting, he started remembering so many things at that time in his mind in order to reach the final decision. The episode he had witnessed at Cardiff station still obsessed him morbidly. The word morbidly stands for beta, offensively, unhealthily. Obsessed means beta haunted him, followed him. Okay. The episode he had witnessed at Cardiff station still obsessed him morbidly. The episode he had witnessed at Cardiff station. Okay. In the days gone by, on some day in the past, we may also get it like this. On some day in the past, Henry Manson had also witnessed and had also been an eyewitness of some incident, of some episode at Cardiff station, and the episode which he had witnessed at Cardiff station still haunted his mind, so unhealthily, so offensively, and he could hardly get rid of that kind of incident, that the incident had struck into his mind, and also had changed him, haunted him, followed him continuously. Again, I would like to give the explanation regarding this statement. The episode he had witnessed at Cardiff station still obsessed him morbidly. The incident which he had seen at Cardiff station on some day in the past still haunted him, followed him, unhealthily, offensively, sickly. He thought of Bramwell. While sitting there in the kitchen, he started thinking of Mr. Bramwell. Foolishly devoted to a woman who deceived him sordidly. Sordidly means immorally, unethically. First, he started thinking of a person named Bramwell who had devoted himself foolishly to a woman who deceived him sordidly means immorally, unethically, illegally. So he took the case very seriously. He thought that Bramwell had really been deceived by his wife, and he stood against the marriage at that time. Who stood against the marriage? Dr. Henry Manson of Edward Page. Then he started thinking of Edward Page, his boss, his professor, bound to the service, his trainer, bound to the service. The word service stands for a very clever minded. Blodwen. Edward Page was also completely bound to his very clever wife named Blodwen. But it could be possible that he had also not received so much love and respect from her. Of Danny. Then he started thinking of Danny, a person living unhappily apart from his wife. When he thought of Danny, he also took a negative image of marriage. And he thought that it was Danny who also lived his life quite unhappily in the absence of his wife, apart from his wife. His reason told him that all these marriages were dismal failures. Dismal stands for a better cheerless, uncheerful, cheerless failures. So his reason stands for his logical thinking. The long logical thinking of Dr. Henry Manson told him very clearly and finally with a final decision that all those marriages were quite failure, were quite uncheerful or cheerless failures. Means those all those marriages were totally all those marriages were totally okay disappointing a person, disappointing a man. It was a conclusion which in his present state made him wince. Wince stands for a better dislike, drawback. So at that time, while taking such kinds of thoughts in his mind, he stood against the marriages, and he concluded that he would not like to marry himself with Christian, his girlfriend. He wished to consider marriage as an idyllic state, yes, but later, after a while or so, he thought that marriages were really so interesting, so enjoyable, so cheerful, okay, affair, and he should get himself married. Idyllic means very happy and very cheerful, enjoyable, okay, very fantastic, interesting. He could not otherwise consider it with the image of Christian before him. He could not otherwise consider it with the image of Christian before him. Actually, whenever he took the appearance of image of Christian, his girlfriend, so while taking the image of Christian, he did not take such kind of negative thoughts, and he turned his mind to the positive side of marriages. Her eyes shining towards him admitted no other conclusion. Whenever he started thinking, he started dreaming of his lover, Christine. So he thought that her eyes were really shining towards him, and he liked her so much, and he should marry with her. It was a conflict between his level. It means beta, it was really a conflict of thoughts. He had fallen himself in a conflict of thoughts, and he could hardly decide what he should do at that time. Doubting mind, on the one hand, he had a suspected mood and his overflowing heart, and on the other hand, he was really so much excited. He had got so much excited, okay, regarding marrying himself with his lover, which left him resentful and confused. Okay, that the conflict of thoughts really made him badly confused and stood him against the marriage also. But he did not go with the negative side, he remained totally positive in his mind. He let his chin sink upon his chest while thinking, while brooding, while taking such kinds of heavy thoughts. He had also lowered, okay, his chin down upon his chest. He had also put his chin down, okay, down over his chest, stretched out his legs. Then he spread his legs in order to give some relax them. Stared broodingly into the fire, and he started looking into the fire thoughtfully. Broodingly means thoughtfully. He remained like this so long, in that condition, in that thoughtful condition. Dr. Andrew Manson remained in that thoughtful condition for a long time. For a long time means for an hour or so, and his thoughts were so filled with Christine that he started. And he had really started thinking so positively regarding his marry with Christian, that when he started thinking, when he started making a new plan regarding his marriage with Christine, his girlfriend, his lover, all of a sudden, when the old woman opposite suddenly addressed him, at that time when Dr. Andrew Manson was thinking something about his lover Christine, and he was making a very nice plan, okay, regarding marrying himself with that girl. Okay, at the same moment that the 70-year-old lady, the mother of Mrs. Morgan, addressed him, okay, since she was sitting opposite him, and she all of a sudden addressed him, since she had already sensed it at that time. She had already sensed it at that time that the doctor was about to fall into heavy sleep, and she did not want to take any kind of risk at that time. That's why she addressed him. Her meditation had pursued a different course. Beta, here the word her is wrongly used word. His meditation. Dr. Andrew's meditation had, okay, pursued pursued a different course. Since while meditating, while thinking so deeply, Dr. Andrew Manson had chosen a different course of his life. He had really started thinking, okay, regarding a different line of course in his life about marrying himself with his lover Christine, and forgot he had really forgotten, or we may use the word forgot. No, nowadays the third form, the past participle of the word forgot is forgot, not forgotten. So he had completely forgotten that the case of maternity of Mrs. Morgan, and he had really found himself so much involved himself in such kind of thoughts. Okay, Betty. So today it's enough, and tomorrow we would like to take some more explanation regarding the next part of this chapter. Thank you.